Hello. So I've been into leadership coaching for a while now, and I do this pretty much every day of my working life. And there's something I've noticed that is worth clarifying, which is the coach's understanding of business landscape, especially when coaching with leaders and executives. This becomes important, and there is a lot of misunderstanding about how important this is and what kind of an understanding of business landscape are we looking at. Because often I notice when L&D or HR leaders are trying to hire coaches, they go into this shortcut of trying to pick a very experienced business leader with minimal coaching expertise or minimum coaching experience, thinking that this leader will have the maximum business landscape understanding. But a quick look at our own career journey, you will notice that when you're working in different organizations or different verticals inside an organization, the landscape you're operating is very different. It depends so much on the country you are in. It depends so much on the fact that whether your team is a cost center or not. It depends so much on whether you're in tech or just people management role. It depends so much more on how your boss is and where they are in their own leadership journey. So there are so many variables involved that change a leader's understanding of what a business landscape is. So there is no universal, if I've worked in corporate for 40 years, I know exactly what business landscape is, does not exist. I only know what business landscape I've experienced in my limited experience. So I would in fact argue that executive coaches, leadership coaches have a better understanding of business landscape than the business leaders themselves. And hear me out. I'm not saying that they have a deeper understanding of the specific landscape the leader is in. I'm arguing that they have a much richer, broader understanding of different possibilities and different dynamics in business landscapes that one particular leader working in one or two industries over a lifetime might not have. And this has been true for me personally as a coach. With the leaders I worked with, they really valued the understanding I had across industries, across different business landscapes, seeing human dynamics play out, seeing politics, seeing hiring decisions, firing decisions. I've been in conversations with executives around performance appraisals, around who to give a particular project to amongst the subordinates. So all of these are very complex, nuanced, and they depend so much on several variables from geography to politics to the industry to the kind of people that these leaders are reporting to, and so on and so forth. So when you're looking at a coach's experience with business landscape, the best indicator is, has this coach worked with leaders of this kind in the past, rather than has this coach been a leader in a particular segment or industry in the past. Because that, as deep as it might be, is still very narrow, and it is entirely constructed on the assumption that the leader that is now looking to work with a coach is exactly facing the same issues that this leader has experienced in the past in their working life, which is not true in the case of coaching more often than not. It might be true in the case of mentoring. So look for coaches who have a lot of coaching experience, who worked with a diverse set of leaders across industries, who've seen different kinds of business landscapes and how they play out, and pick based on how you resonate with their style of coaching and their integrity and how they're showing up with you and how much they're able to understand you and get you, rather than trying to pick based on how much years of experience they have in one particular narrow domain. I think that's a very limited understanding to choose from. So that's my invitation for you. I know it is not as easy. It requires a conversation with the coach. It requires understanding what their experience at coaching leaders has been. It's far more easier to look at a piece of paper and say, yes, they've worked in particular industry, tick mark. But I think it'll do good for you and for the leaders you're working with. So this is my message. I hope that helps. I wish you good luck, and I'll speak to you soon.